We've had a couple of people who said that they had trouble with the audio. So go ahead and check your speakers. Make sure you have the volume turned up and that everything's working correctly. We have so much information to cover tonight that I do not want you to miss a single minute. So head on over to the chat box, say hey, let me know you're here. Lots of great women are signing in. I'm so excited. Once again, if you're new to BeyondFit Life, welcome. We are so glad that you're joining us. This is our BeyondFit Life monthly coaching call, and we have opened it up to girlfriends of our members as well. So lots of our BeyondFit Life members have said, this information is too good. I can't keep it to myself. I want to share it with my girlfriend. So if you got this link from a girlfriend and you aren't a member of BeyondFit Life, welcome. We're glad you're here. I hope that you enjoy your time with us. I promise that you are going to learn some amazing things that are going to help you take your fitness and your fat loss to the next level. So hey Suzanne, hey Sandra, hey Katie, hey Tanya, hey Marsha. Hey, Catherine. Everybody's here, and they're excited, and I'm so excited to be talking with you. So, hey, Kelly. Hey, Cassandra. Hey, Jasmine. I literally sprinted home. Jackson has gymnastics on Tuesday nights, and it's like really cutting it close to get back home in time for our call. So we like booked it out of gymnastics, made it home just in time for me to share this information with you. And I'm so excited to talk. So hey Jennifer, hey April, hey Megan, lots of awesome ladies on the call, and I'm excited. So go ahead and get comfortable because I have a lot of information that I'm going to share with you. In fact, I actually want you to get out a piece of paper and a pen. If you're a smartphone user or, you know, whatever you want to take your notes on, that's fine. But you will need something to take notes on tonight because there's so much information that we're going to cover. I think that there's a lot that you'll want to jot down. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Sylvia. Hey, 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 hey. So get out that piece of paper and get out your pen, and we will jump right in. So here's the thing. As you know, there is no one-size-fits-all approach to fitness, to fat loss, and to body change. There are general principles that can be practiced by everyone, but the truth of it really is, ladies, that when it comes to taking your physique to the next level, it's really, really, really important that you know your individual body type. I want you to know your individual body type so that you can take the general principles that we share through BeyondFit Physiques and in the BeyondFit Life Club, and you can make them work for you specifically, okay? So there are 3 distinct categories of the human body, and we're going to go over those tonight. I want to tell you that this information that I'm going to be sharing with you is what people who are getting results are doing differently, okay? So how many of you have ever been working towards a fitness or fat loss goal, you know, whether you're training, you've increased your exercise, you've changed something with your exercise, or maybe you've changed something with your nutrition because you read it on a blog or you saw it in a magazine, a fitness magazine, or, you know, whatever. How many of you have done that, have followed whatever protocol, you know, you read about, and you're like, why am I not getting results? They said this was going to work. Yeah. So type in the chat box if you can relate to that. Maybe you picked up the latest Oxygen magazine, or you found a great health and fitness blog that you love, right? And they have great information. But when they try to give you a one-size-fits-all approach, when they give you the principles, the general principles are great, but that's not the way our body works. And people who are getting results, they know this, and they train and they eat differently, okay? So I'm going to share with you tonight 3 distinct body type categories that you absolutely need to know. And we're also going to talk about how you can come up with an easy guide to determine your own body type, okay? So this is going to help you to create a fat loss blueprint that works for you. So we had lots of women weighing in the chat box like, yep, Megan can totally relate. Joan is like, yep. Deborah, oh yes. Suzanne. So everybody's saying, I can relate. I've tried the one-size-fits-all protocol. It does not work. So tonight, it's awesome that you're here because we are going to do it differently. Our hashtag for the night is Do Fitness Better. Okay, so I want you to take a snapshot of whatever really captures your attention in our call tonight. Take a snapshot of where you're listening in from, your notes. Give us a selfie, okay? This is the one time that I'll approve that. And hashtag BeyondFit Life and Do Fitness Better, because that is what we're about, okay? And then post those because we'll be able to connect all together. There are so many women on the call. I love it. It's awesome. And I want to make sure that you get to connect with the other ladies who are here and are on the call. So that's a fun way that you can connect and that we can all kind of, you know, enjoy our time hanging out and chatting together. So up on the screen, this is what you're going to learn. And I'm telling you from personal experience, it works, okay? Now, most of you know me, but a couple of you don't. So let me give you just a really quick synopsis of my story. A few years ago, when Patrick was deployed to Afghanistan, I was bound and determined to get into the best shape of my life, okay? We didn't have kids at the time. It was just me and Gilbert at home, and I was like, I have all this extra time. I'm going to put it to good use, and I'm going to like really take my fitness to the next level. So you can see my like embarrassing before picture on the screen there. And this before picture is from working out hard, eating clean, and restricting my calories. At the time, I was working as a personal trainer. I was a group exercise instructor, and I was actually the health and wellness director at my local gym. So in addition to my diet, I spent almost every waking moment at the gym. I participated in the morning and the evening workouts. I was there all the time. I was always, you know, just trying to burn more calories and eat less and try to get my physique to that next level. And for some reason, I was just not reaching my goals. In fact, I was actually in the worst shape that I had ever been in. And, you know, I have to tell you and be honest, I've been in the fitness industry for a long time. I have a degree in exercise physiology, for crying out loud, okay? Like, I know the science behind this, and I know what you need to do to lose weight, but I couldn't seem to figure out why I was working harder than ever, and none of it seemed to be working. Then I came upon the whole BeyondFit Life concept and started applying the principles from determining my own body type and my own fat loss blueprint that I'm going to share with you tonight. And that took me to the after. And I have to tell you, it's fantastic because I'm in the best shape of my life. Now, you know, I'm 8 months pregnant right now, so my belly is a little bit different, but I still feel incredible, and I can bounce back from pregnancy easier without killing myself in the gym or living on, you know, celery and chicken and broccoli, because I know these principles and they really, truly, they really do work, okay? So I'm excited that you're here, and I'm excited to share with you what I've learned. You are unique. Every single woman on this call has a unique body type and a unique makeup. That's what makes us all so awesome, right? We're not the same. We're not a cookie cutter, just, you know, lady, 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 lady. Everybody's different. We're all beautiful in our own way. The Lord created us to be unique. So with that said, we need our own fat loss blueprint. You cannot expect to get results following a cookie cutter plan. It's not going to work. You have to tailor it to your unique body type. So there are 3 distinct categories of the human body, and actually you'll see those on the screen here. The first is the ectomorph, okay? And you'll see that on the far side of your screen. And ectomorphs are usually distinguished by a lack of either much fat or much muscle tissue, okay? The mesomorphs in the center are usually marked by a well-developed musculature, and the endomorphs on the other end are typically characterized by a higher percentage of body fat. Now, we're going to get into all of these in just a bit, because Kelly even just mentioned in the chat, I can never tell which type I am. And that's a great point, Kelly, and I'll just address that before we get started. Obviously, most women are not going to fit exactly into one category or another, okay? In fact, we typically have a combination of even all three of these body types. So a lot of ladies who are listening are saying, I never know which type I am. Well, you're not going to be just one type. So tonight I'm going to help you to figure out kind of which you lean towards most, and how to tweak your training and nutrition based on which type, or even, a couple of types, a combination of these types that you specifically are. So knowing which of the body types you predominantly lean towards can help you structure your workouts and nutrition program to better meet your fitness goals. And ultimately, like I showed you in my before and after picture, it's really going to take your results to that next level. And I would even challenge you that you'll start to see results with our BeyondFit Life workouts, the body type blueprint workouts this month. You'll see results in just 30 days. I absolutely guarantee it. These workouts that you'll follow in the members portal from your specific body type, they work, okay? So I'm really excited for that. In fact, I think quite a few of you on the call have already done one or two of the workouts this month. Is that correct? Yeah, and everybody's like, I'm so sore, I'm so sweaty, these workouts are amazing, right? So we're going to have so much fun with our body type blueprint workouts this month. And if you're a member and you haven't downloaded those, just log on into the members portal. You'll see our monthly schedule telling you which workout to do when, and you'll also see our workouts based on which body type you are. So you'll follow that based on what you learned tonight, okay? So yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So that'll help you know kind of where to go. So we talked about one size does not fit all, okay? It does not work long term, and I think we're all on the same page there. So let's move on and let's ask the big question that everybody's wondering, right? Well, how do you find your unique body type? That's what you want to know. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about the body type guide that I believe every woman needs to know, okay? I'm also going to help you to set up and structure your training and nutrition based on your own body type, and that's really where you're going to see the best results. So again, get out that piece of paper and take those notes, and we are going to go over your blueprint. So when you're taking notes on your blueprint, you're going to have a training section, a nutrition section, and a hormone section. Now for female fat loss, you cannot forget the hormonal aspect. Tonight, we're going to focus on the training and nutrition, but when you log into the members portal, you'll see all the way over on the left-hand side under Getting Started, you'll see 7 steps that I want you to take to balance your metabolic hormones, okay? So make sure you don't skip that part. That's a very crucial part to your fat loss blueprint. So you have your training, you have your nutrition, and you have balancing those metabolic hormones. We talked about the 3 body type categories. So we have the endomorph, we have the ectomorph, and the mesomorph. Let me tell you a little bit more about each one of these so you can begin in your own mind to determine where you fall, okay? So the first category, the endomorph, typically has a softer body. If you're an endomorph, or if you fall primarily into this endomorph category, generally you're going to have a rounder shape. You're going to have a little bit more trouble losing weight, And typically, you'll notice that you gain muscle relatively easily. Okay, so again, let me tell you, if you are an endomorph, you're going to notice that you typically have a softer body, okay? You're also going to notice that generally you have a rounder shape. You maybe have more trouble losing weight than some other women, and typically you gain muscle relatively easily. So who on the call thinks that they're an endomorph? Head on over to that chat box. Yes, yes. Oh, and I'm seeing some chats that they were killer workouts. Kristen, yeah, good. Deborah's committing for 30 days. Fantastic. Good. Awesome. So if you think you're an endomorph, great. If you primarily fall into that category, you're going to want to take notes when we go over the endomorph section. For the ectomorphs, typically ectomorphs are thin and they have very little body fat or muscle mass, okay? So I will tell you, I personally am an ectomorph. Even in my before picture, I was kind of what they call skinny fat, right? I didn't have hardly any muscle tone. That's why I wasn't looking toned or defined. And I really didn't have much body fat either, but there was enough there that I needed to get rid of, and I needed to build some muscle so I could get that toned, tight, and lean look, okay? But typically, ectomorphs are thin. They have pretty, a very little amount of muscle and typically have not too much body fat. Ectomorphs don't typically have trouble losing weight, but the complaint that I hear from the women that I work with that are ectomorphs is that they don't look toned, right? They want that tight, toned, lean look, and even if the scale's changing visually, they're not getting the look they want. So that's generally what the ectomorphs struggle with, looking really toned, looking tight, right? They might be what they call skinny fat. And muscle growth takes longer for the ectomorph. So that's something to note there. Who on the call, type in the chat box if you think you're an ectomorph. Does that sound like you? Yep, so everybody's typing in what they're figuring out, right? Okay, good, 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 good. And let's go to the third category. So the third category is the mesomorph. And typically, mesomorphs have a more muscular body. Typically, they grow muscle quickly, and they don't necessarily struggle with losing weight. But again, like the endomorphs, they still kind of have a rounder shape. And like the ectomorphs, right, they don't have as much trouble with gaining weight. So they kind of fall in the middle of those categories. And we'll talk about how, kind of getting to that mesomorphic body type is usually the goal for most women, because you want to be low body fat and you want to have a good amount of muscle mass that leaves you looking toned and lean and defined. And Kelsey had a great point in the chat there. She said a lack of visible toned muscle really gets frustrating. And you are totally right. I was totally there. So each one of these categories is amazing because that's the way you were created. But there are some frustrations that go along with each individual body type. So tonight, we're really going to talk about how you can minimize those frustrations and how we can really get you to your goal and to help you take your fitness to the next level. So if you're ready to take your fitness to the next level, I want you to type woohoo in the chat box. Tell me I'm in. You've got some woohooing going on. Fantastic. Good. So I'm going to break down the 3 body types into how you're going to structure your guide, how you're going to create that guide to adjust and to tweak your training and your nutrition based on your body type. So all of the workouts, as well as the nutrition guide, so the general nutrition guide and our workouts, they are all in the members portal. So it's all there for you. You're just going to have to figure out and listen tonight to what I'm saying, figure out kind of where you fall and then tweak those accordingly, okay? So Catherine's in, Jessica's in, Leah's in, Debbie's in, Kelly, Joan, Megan, oh yeah, Suzanne, Elizabeth, Marcia, Tanya, everybody's in, okay? So let's talk about it. Ectomorphs. Generally, when you're an ectomorph, your training goals need to be focused around getting stronger. So ectomorphs need to focus their efforts to be gaining muscular body weight. Increased muscle, as you know, equals an increased metabolic potential. So your focus for August, BeyondFit Life sisters who are ectomorphs, your focus for the month of August should be to get stronger. If you're taking notes, I want you to write stronger in all caps, underline it, circle it, star it, whatever you have to do. BeyondFit Life members who want to take their fitness to the next level, if you're an ectomorph, your goal is to get stronger. And here is what I want you to focus on kind of in that goal. I want you to use heavy weights. On the screen, I'm going to share some of the most common mistakes that I see ectomorphic women make. And I will tell you, and just be honest up front, I made these same mistakes too, okay? So you're definitely not alone. But not using heavy weights is a very big mistake. Heavy weight training helps ectomorphs stimulate muscle growth, okay? And slower workouts with longer rest periods, okay? So don't be afraid to take that rest. That's going to be your key. That's going to help you and allow you to lift heavier weights, and thus it's going to help stimulate more muscle growth. So in your notes, I want you to write that down. Your workouts are going to be slower paced with longer rest periods, and that design is to allow you to lift heavier weights, okay? Ectomorphs also need to train less frequently, and in order to give your body plenty of time for growth and recovery, you need to make sure you have those recovery days built in. So that kind of goes along with that first common mistake. 3 weight training workouts per week is typically ideal. So in the BeyondFit Life schedule, we have 3 BeyondFit Life circuits, workouts per week, and that's going to be ideal for you. So just follow that BeyondFit Life schedule to a T, okay? And you will be absolutely all set. I have up on the screen that cutting carbs is another mistake, and I want to talk about that in a minute. But one other mistake, kind of while we're talking about training for ectomorphs, is overtraining. Okay, so I do not want you to overtrain. Ectomorphs really need to watch their cardio, and they need to keep their aerobic activities to a minimum until you're really happy with the look that you have. So in that first picture that I showed you, that before picture, I was doing cardio like crazy. I think I shared with quite a few of you who were at the Fit Girls Getaway weekend that I used to like get a magazine or watch, you know, a TV show and be on the elliptical for like an hour, hour and a half every night. Every night. I would just be pedaling away, flipping through my magazine, right, thinking more is better. And that was not the case. When I cut my workouts down to 3 BeyondFit Life workouts per week with heavy weights, that's when I started seeing the results. So one of the common mistakes that ectomorphs make is that they kind of tend to overdo the cardio and aerobic activities, and that really is not helpful. You really want to actually conserve your calories and allow them to be used for muscle growth. So when you overtrain and when you do too much of the cardio and the aerobic stuff, you're not allowing your body to repair and to rebuild those muscles, and then you're kind of cutting yourself short, right? You're not enabling your body to give you the muscles that you need for the tight and the toned and the lean look that you want. So I'm just saying that to make sure that you understand. I want you to take your leisurely walks, but I do want you to make sure that you're not overdoing your exercise, and I want you to understand that you don't need to add anything extra to your program, okay? I promise it works the way it's designed, so you don't need to add anything. Ectomorphs, as far as nutrition, and you'll see up on the screen that one common mistake that many ectomorphs make is cutting too many carbs. The problem here is that if you're an ectomorph, you need to make sure that you consume more calories than you burn off. And that's in order to have a caloric surplus that allows you to build muscle, okay? So remember, we're all about fueling our bodies to increase our metabolism. I told you in that second picture, that after picture, I was spending much less time at the gym, and I'm eating so much more than I ever was, yet I'm in much better shape, okay? So it's not all about cutting calories or cutting too many carbs. Ideally, ladies, if you're an ectomorph, I don't want you to go any longer than 2 hours without eating something, okay? So I want each meal to contain some protein and some starchy carbohydrates. While I do want your diet to be focused around natural and unprocessed foods, okay? So high fat foods like nut butters, you can go with red meat, whole eggs, dairy products, as well as the two P's, which are, you know, the lean protein and the produce. You can have some carbohydrates as well. Typically around your workout is going to be the best time to have that. But ectomorphs tend to have the need for that increased caloric and carbohydrate intake. You have to build muscle to change shape, okay? So you can't build muscle if you're not repairing the muscles. You cannot overtrain. You also cannot build muscle if you're not having carbohydrates specifically around your workout time. That's the most critical time. And you can't build muscle if you're not using heavy weights. So you want to get stronger. That's your goal. You want to work on building some muscle so that you can get that tight, toned, and lean look that you're wanting. Now, I see a great question from Erica, so I'm going to address this really quick. She said, where do sprints fit into the cardio for ectos? And that's a fantastic question. I love our BeyondFit sprint workouts because they're so quick and efficient that they actually don't really fall into the cardio or aerobic activity kind of breakdown. Yes, it's cardio because you are running, and yes, it is aerobic because, you know, we're working our heart, but it actually tends to be more anaerobic than strictly aerobic. And because they're so short, you don't risk burning off the lean muscle. So it's not really a consideration or something that you need to be concerned about if you're doing sprints once, maybe twice per week. What I'm talking about when I talk about the overtraining is kind of the cardio and aerobic activities that are moderate intensity and long duration. So sprints, because they're high intensity and short duration, they're not going to risk burning off that hard-earned muscle that you would from, like, say, spending an hour on the elliptical or going to, you know, back to back cardio, aerobic, you know, Zumba, whatever, dance classes. Does that answer your question? So those are the common mistakes. Overtraining, I'm talking more about like the distance runners and that sort of thing. Yeah. And then you want to use your heavy weights, and you want to make sure that you are refueling your body and building those muscles with some good carbs after your workout. So we're going to move on to the endomorphs. If you have questions about ectomorphic nutrition or training, awesome, right? Because I'm so happy to answer anything I can for you. We're on the Facebook page, so you can log in and post those questions, and I will make sure that we get all of your questions answered. I don't want to leave anybody with anything that they're unsure of, but I do want to make sure we have enough time to get to body type number 2, and that is the endomorphs, okay? So let's talk about the endomorphs. For the endomorphs, your biggest goal should be to get overall to improve your fitness. So get more fit, okay? Typically, an endomorph's biggest problem is losing body fat and keeping it off. So your focus this month is on overall fitness. Now, I know what you're asking, and it's, well, what do you mean by get fit? Like overall fitness, you know, what is that? Well, when I'm talking about being fit, what I'm looking at is your overall body composition. And to get the tight, toned, and lean look you want, you're going to need to burn fat and to preserve muscle. Okay, so our endomorphs have a twofold goal. They need to burn fat and they need to preserve muscle. Our ectomorphs, that first body type, their primary focus is to get stronger. So they're looking to build muscle, right? The endomorphs typically have a decent amount of muscle already, but they need to burn the fat that's covering up that muscle, and they need to do so while preserving their muscle. Now, I want to talk to you about muscle preservation for a minute, because one of the worst things that I see when women diet is that they go from, you know, maybe an apple shape that's a certain size to a smaller, still apple shape, right? When you don't preserve your lean muscle mass, you absolutely cannot transform your body. You have to have muscle mass to look tight, toned, and lean, okay? So again, just like those ectomorphs, you need to have that muscle there to give you that shape, to give you that tight, toned, and lean look. So if you're an endomorph, what we're working on is burning fat and keeping the muscle. So you don't want to just burn away all the muscle and then be left looking kind of saggy and flabby and, you know, not really having a good shape. So weight training, again, is going to help the endomorphs develop better muscle to fat ratio in their body. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write that down. It's all about, for the endomorphs, it's about that muscle to fat ratio. And this speeds up your metabolism. So the more muscle you have, like we talked about for the ectomorphs, the more muscle that you have, the better your metabolic potential. Ideally, when it comes to training, endomorphs should train at a faster pace, and they should have very little rest between sets and exercises. So a couple of common mistakes for the endomorphs. We're not just going to rail on those ectomorphs, right? We're going to share mistakes for the endomorphs as well. They do have trouble with their carbs, typically. Typically, they don't work at a high enough intensity, and that's what I'm talking about with your training. You should train at a pretty fast pace, and you should really try to limit the rest between your exercises. This is going to help burn up stored body fat, and it's going to help increase your metabolism, okay? So endomorphs, they really, really, really need to burn that stored body fat and increase their metabolism, and you do that by working at a high intensity. So our BeyondFit Life workouts are perfect. They are absolutely perfect for increasing your metabolism and giving you that high intensity workout, okay? Just another note on the endomorphs. You need to make sure that you're eating less than maintenance calories to burn up that stored body fat for energy. So typically what I recommend, if you're taking notes on nutrition, I really recommend doing 5 to 6 small meals. And I recommend that these meals be spaced out every few hours and that they be focused around our 2 Ps, which are the lean protein and the produce, right? So the 2 Ps, if you're taking notes on your nutrition, the 2 Ps are protein and produce. And the produce is going to be like the fresh, fibrous veggies. The only time that starchy carbohydrates should really be consumed for the endomorphs is after very intense weight training, so high intensity workouts. At this time, the body is primarily concerned with replacing the muscle glycogen, so the carbohydrates are going to be less likely to get stored as body fat. But aside from that time, you really do want to limit your carbohydrate intake if you're an endomorph who's trying to burn the fat and to keep it off, okay? So obviously here, you know, sweets, junk food, heavily processed foods, that needs to be eliminated completely. But even the healthier carbohydrates can sometimes cause a problem for women who are endomorphs, okay? What questions do you have about the endomorphs? I'm going to scroll through the chat here and see. Yeah, so just a reminder, like Jasmine said, you're not going to be strictly one kind of body type, right? And we talked about at the beginning, obviously you're not going to fit into one category or another, but we do tend to have a combination of those body types. So kind of look at where you're at right now and think of what goal you need to be working towards. So do you need to be working towards getting stronger? Do you want to put a little bit more muscle on your frame? If that's your goal, you're going to tweak your blueprint. You're going to create your blueprint to lend towards an ectomorphic blueprint, okay? If your goal is to burn more fat while you're preserving muscle, you're going to tweak your blueprint to tend toward a more endomorphic blueprint. So this isn't like a hard and fast, if you say you're an ectomorph, that's all you'll ever be, that's all you can ever do. No, you know, it's going to fluctuate based on where you're at in your fitness goals and, you know, what you want to be working towards. But typically, women do lean towards one category or another. And that knowing which body type you lean towards is going to help you structure your workouts and your nutrition program to better meet your fitness goals, okay? And ultimately, that's what we want. We want to get you to your goal faster, get you looking tight, toned, and lean, looking good, feeling great, right? That's our goal. So, Catherine, you're right on. 3 times a week for the endo, and you'll see the sprint schedule as well in the BeyondFit Life members portal. And the key for the endomorphs with your heavy weight training is that you do it at a really high intensity. So you want to make sure that you're not having as much rest in between your workouts. Does that answer your question? Good. So Deb typed in on the chat, she said, I see where I've been going wrong with the diet. Yeah, great. So now you know, right? And now you know how you can tweak your nutrition so that you can get those results. Fantastic. And yes, Katie, you still want to be using heavy weights. Absolutely. The difference is that ectomorphs are going to need a little bit more rest in between their exercises than the endomorphs are going to need. Good. I'm going to go through these questions real quick, and then we'll move on to our third body type, which is the mesomorph. So let's see. Did I miss anything? Yeah, so Brittany said, I've been having too much rest during my workout. Good. So now you know you need to cut that rest, right? Up that intensity, and that's really going to get you the results that you're looking for. So Megan had a good question. She said, can you be both an ectomorph and an endomorph? And hopefully I've made that clear by now. Yes, absolutely. You can be a combination of both. And, you know, it's going to be exactly like you said. She said she's been an ectomorph, but since having kids, she has more body fat. So she's not sure which category she fits into. So maybe you primarily tend to be an ectomorph. But you got all this extra body fat on your body after having your kids, and now your goal, right, is to burn body fat and to preserve your muscle. So your blueprint, based on your goals, is going to tend towards the endomorphic blueprint. Then, when you get that fat off and you see, oh, hey, yeah, I'm an ectomorph, I still need to put on more muscle to get that tight, toned, lean, kind of defined look that I want, then you go to the ectomorph blueprint to try to build more muscle, to get stronger so you can have more muscle on your frame to give you the body shape that you're looking for. Does that make sense, Megan? So I want to make sure that that's clear. Good, 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 good. Okay, so let's talk about the mesomorphs. And I know we have like a million questions that are coming in. If I don't get to your question on the call, make sure you post it in the BeyondFit Life members portal, okay, in that Facebook group. There's a link to that private Facebook group, and you can post your questions there, and I will make sure that I answer it. Okay. So let's go on to Mesomorph, and we'll save some more time for Q&A at the end as well, because I can see that your wheels are turning, and I love it that you're really thinking all this through. So our third category is the Mesomorph. And Mesomorphs really tend to be in the middle of the road as far as muscle mass and body fat. So they generally have a naturally more fit body, but to maintain it or to improve it, they still need to exercise and they still need to diet correctly, okay? So they're not completely out of the woods here, but typically women who are mesomorphs tend to naturally just be a little bit more fit. Depending on the individual fitness goal, a mesomorph could focus on the guidelines suggested for an ectomorph, or they could gear their training towards gaining muscular strength, which are going to be the guidelines suggested for the ectomorph, okay? So you could focus on the guidelines suggested for an endomorph, or you could focus on the guidelines suggested for an ectomorph. You kind of get to choose here based on what your goals are. If you want to focus on fat loss and getting lean, then you're going to want to focus more on the endomorph guidelines. If you want to focus on gaining muscular strength and you really think that you need some more muscle to help you have that tight and toned and lean look, then you're going to want to focus more on what we talked about for the ectomorphs. So I personally like to have my mesomorphic clients focus on sprint training. And this is where we talk about, Erica, the benefits of sprint training, okay? Because it really does give you the best of both worlds. And that's why for every body type, whether you're an ectomorph, an endomorph, or a mesomorph, I have all of my clients do sprints. And it's because it just is amazing for both muscle building and for fat loss. So sprints are key. I also like to have, for the women that I work with that are mesomorphs, I like to have them cycle their training by focusing on strength training and gaining muscle mass for a certain period of time, and then switching to training for fat loss for another period of time. So this is kind of what you would call cyclical goals, okay? So we're cycling our goals from fat loss to muscle building, and then fat loss, and then muscle building, okay? So in order to have, you know, that fit, lean look, you need both. This is what I do for my fitness competitors who I work with. Any woman who wants to be on a bikini competition or a figure competition, we do this type of training. So we focus on that muscle building first, then we focus on more of a fat loss kind of guide. And eventually, what you need to know is that ectomorphs and endomorphs can take on a similar training cycle as this kind of cycling. As your physique gets more developed, you will take on more characteristics of a mesomorph. So you'll still kind of have tendency to struggle with a trouble area. So for ectomorphs, generally, their tendency is to have trouble with the muscular development. And typically, for endomorphs, they tend to have trouble with losing fat. But still, both of those types can take on a lot of these mesomorphic qualities as their physique kind of comes to that next level. When a mesomorph is happy with their muscular size and their leanness, then all they really need to do, right, is just maintain it by sticking with smart, fat loss friendly nutrition and efficient exercise. And the efficient exercise is really combining weight training and sprints several times per week, and that's going to keep the body fat in check. So the common mistakes here in this third category, it's that the lifestyle is not sustainable. You absolutely have to, and this really goes for everyone, you have to make sure that your training and that your nutrition is sustainable. Now I want to hear from you, no matter what category you fall into here. How many of you have been on a training or nutrition plan that is absolutely unsustainable? It's like, it's hardcore, and maybe you're feeling like, hey, it's hardcore, that's awesome, but you cannot keep it up. I know my hand is up. Head on over to that chat box and let me know. Maybe it's like this crazy diet where you're eating nothing but chicken and broccoli, like I said, and I just use that as an example because I've been there and it's not fun, okay? Or maybe you're on like the cabbage soup diet. Have you heard about that? Crazy. Or whatever, it's not sustainable. Same thing with the workouts, okay? So you can't be needing to do hours and hours and hours of cardio every day just to keep up your physique. That's not something that you can sustain long term. Another mistake that I see women making is trying to multitask and not cycling their goals. So we talked about cycling your goals, right? Between kind of the endomorphic, really working on fat burning guide, and the ectomorphic, really working on gaining that muscular strength and building that lean muscle. You can't do both at the same time. That's why I'm sharing these guides with you, because if you're trying to do both, it's not going to work, okay? You have to kind of cycle based on your goals, and you have to tweak your training and tweak your nutrition, again, based on those goals if you want to take your fitness to that next level. So I talked about our workouts, and one thing that I want to make sure is clear, everyone is doing the hybrid weight training workouts. No matter what body type you are, this works for absolutely every single body type. You're going to have different rest periods, right, between your exercises, but you're still going to be doing the same type of hybrid weight training exercises. And the reason being that these exercises target multiple muscle groups, and you can adjust the intensity and the rest based on your body type. So you'll notice when you log into the BeyondFit Life members portal, we have all of those exercise demos, and they're broken down, the videos are broken down based on body parts, right? So we have our BeyondFit back hybrids. We have our BeyondFit arm hybrids, right? We have our BeyondFit lower body hybrids. We have our BeyondFit core training, right? All of those exercises target multiple muscle groups so you get more bang for your buck. No matter if you're an ectomorph who's trying to build muscle, or you're an endomorph who's trying to burn fat, or you're a mesomorph who's kind of picking one or the other, right, and trying to maintain and get that sustainable lifestyle workout. Hybrid weight training, these moves that we have for you, they absolutely work. The other thing about it is that they increase fat burning effects all across the board. So every woman who does her hybrid weight training, no matter if you're an ectomorph, you're an endomorph, or you're a mesomorph, it's going to help you burn more fat. And for me, that is just a win-win-win across the board, okay? So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to your specific body type and what your fitness goals are. And then you also want to make sure that when you're planning out your workout, you're using these hybrid weight training exercises, because that's going to help you take your blueprint and really make sure that you're getting the biggest bang for your buck. Does that make sense? How many of you love the hybrid weight training? Yeah, I mean, coming from someone who spent hours and hours in the gym, this is a game changer. I have so much more fun with my workouts now, and I don't dread them, right? I don't feel like it's punishment. I'm like 30 minutes in and out, and I'm in the best shape ever. Like, yeah, I can do that 3 times a week. Oh yeah, it's totally sustainable, and it works. So in your notes, here's what your blueprint has to have. As we wrap this up, this is what I want to make sure you know that you need. The first is the right workout. Okay, so you know you need your hybrid weight training exercises, and you know you need some form of sprint training, right? And then you know, based on what your goals are, kind of what's overtraining and what to avoid. And then you know, should you be taking more rests or should you be really focusing on moving quickly from each exercise, so really higher intensity. You need to make sure that you have the right workout, and that includes really heavy weights. Take down those notes there, okay? Yeah, so everybody's like, yes, I love hybrid workouts. Yeah. Jane, Tanya, Catherine, awesome. Awesome. The second part is the right nutrition. So a general nutrition guide for everybody who had those nutrition questions. You can print that general nutrition guide from the members portal. Okay, so that's right in this month's tab. Just click on this month and you'll see that nutrition guide. You can see that there. And then you'll tweak your nutrition based on your body type and your goals. So if you're trying to build more muscle, if you're an ectomorph who needs to put a little bit more muscle on your frame, you're going to make sure that you have enough carbohydrates, okay? Both or all three types of women need to have carbs after their workouts. Ectomorphs typically can have a couple more carbohydrates throughout the day to help refuel those muscles and to build that lean muscle mass. If you're an endomorph and you're focusing on fat loss and preserving muscle, you want to limit your carbohydrate intake, those starchy carbohydrates, and you'll see in the nutrition guide a list of what kinds of carbs I'm talking about, okay? You want to limit that to times around your workout, and then throughout the rest of the day, you'll focus on the fibrous veggies and that lean protein. And of course, we have the balanced metabolic hormones. Now, the balanced metabolic hormones, that's a whole nother hour talk, okay? So we're not going to get into that tonight. Otherwise, man, I just keep you guys up all night. You'd miss bedtime for all your kiddos. But you do have a guide and the steps you need to take to start working on those balanced metabolic hormones, and that's in the members portal for you as well. So that's your blueprint, okay? It's 1, 2, 3. You know what you've got to do, and it works. That's the awesome thing, is that it absolutely works. I have this statistic up on the screen, and I want you to take a look at it with me. More than 65% of women who follow traditional weight loss methods ended up fatter 2 years later than before the diet started. 65% of women. Now this comes, as you can see, from a professional source, okay? This isn't just like pulled out of the sky somewhere. That number is staggering. I want you to comment in the chat and let me know if you have ever experienced this. Have you fallen into this category? Yeah, it's awful. So you start a diet or a weight loss program, whether it's, you know, an exercise program, a traditional exercise program, or a traditional diet. Usually they're kind of cookie cutter, right? They're one size fits all. 65% of women end up fatter 2 years later than before it started. That's awful. You put all that time and all that energy and all that work into your diet, into your training plan, and then you end up fatter 2 years later. I am not okay with that. If I'm going to be working hard on something, I want it to be sustainable, like we talked about, and I want the results to last, okay? Well, why do you think these women struggle with that? They didn't know their body type, okay? They don't have a plan. Like we talked about, it's not sustainable. It doesn't last. There's no plan. They don't know what their goal is. They just follow this one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter plan, and it may work for a little bit, yeah, but it doesn't work long-term. Jane commented in the chat, and she said, yes, it's the yo-yo. Yeah, Catherine, Cassandra, everybody is commenting in here and saying, like, yes, sad face, Laura, yeah, it's April, Kelly, it's awful. So I think the reason being that if you don't have a plan, it's not sustainable, and you can't make it work long term. In 2 years, right, 65% of the women, they fall right back into where they started. In fact, it's even worse. They're not just back to where they started, they're fatter. And that's awful. So the consequences of traditional training and traditional diets, that one-size-fits-all kind of protocol where it's not taking into account your unique goals. It's not taking into account your unique body type. There are consequences. Here are just a couple. You work hard, you waste time, and you still don't see results. Now, I came up with these consequences from my own personal experience. That before picture, when I told you, I was like, I was working so hard. I did not have Jackson. I did not have anything at home. Patrick was deployed. I spent so much time at the gym, and I was still not seeing results. It was really it was a big waste of time. I learned from it, and I'm grateful for that, but it's very frustrating. And I was so tired. How many of you can relate to that? To being frustrated and to being tired and to being like, I'm working so hard, I'm so sick of this diet, and it's not even working. I'm not even seeing results. It's very, very frustrating. So I just want to remind you again as we close tonight, you do not have to live off of chicken and broccoli, and you do not have to spend hours at the gym to get results. So please, ladies, I know we have some guests on the call who have friends that are in the BeyondFit Life Club, and you know, I just want to encourage you. You can do this, okay? Our BeyondFit Life sisters know, because we call ourselves the sisterhood of the shrinking pants. And it's true, because everybody in the group, it's just like results, results, results. It works, okay? And there is a better way. And I want to encourage all of the women that are on the call that maybe didn't know of a better way, or you haven't tried a better way yet. There is a better way, and you don't need to live off of a crazy diet plan or spend hours at the gym to get the results. And side note, how cute is Jackson here? Oh, he looks so small in this picture. He's growing so crazy fast. It's nuts. But the key really is, it's all about working smarter and not harder. Okay, so I want you to focus on working smarter, not just working harder. And I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again as we close. The most unfortunate thing about beginning an obsession with what you want your body to look like is that you end up sacrificing what you want your life to look like. So I just want to close with this thought, because I'm all about helping you take your fitness to the next level. I really, really am. And our workouts and our nutrition guide for August in the BeyondFit Life Club, they work, okay? If you will follow this and you will commit to those workouts and that workout schedule, just print the calendar. I tell you what to do each day of the month, okay? If you will follow that, I promise, you have my word, you will see results. I want you to see results, but here's the key. I don't want you to sacrifice your life eating nothing but chicken and broccoli, doing nothing but living at the gym, trying to get those results. I want you to live healthy, I want you to live happy, and I want you to be balanced. And that's our motto at BeyondFit Life, okay? This is not a short-term, quick fix cookie cutter. This is sustainable fat loss. Fat loss for life, okay? I have up on the screen all these random arrows, and this is what I feel like most women are doing. They bounce from one plan to another, right? I'm trying this, it's not working. I'm trying this, it's not working. I'm going back down here. I'm going over here. I'm trying this. I found this plan. I'm trying this diet. I'm trying this workout. Oh, spinning. Oh, yoga. Oh, Zumba. Oh, whatever, you know. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. Oh, I'm just tired even putting all these arrows on the screen, okay? This is what I want you to do with your fitness. So do you see this? It's peaceful, right? It's beautiful. It's sustainable. It fits into your lifestyle, right? You're not stressed, you're not tired, you're not exhausted. It's just going with the flow. You get into the rhythm. And I really believe that this is the way that fat loss and fitness should be, right? I love what Suzanne just said in the chat box. It's all about the balance, right? Yes, balance, balance, balance. being exhausted, it's not worth it. Find a better way. If you are these random arrows everywhere, stop, catch your breath, okay? And let's do fitness better. That's our hashtag, right? Do fitness better. So that's really what I want to leave you with tonight as we close. It comes down to this, ladies. Successful women know what to spend their time on. Successful women know what to spend their time on. So I believe all of our BeyondFit Life Club ladies, you know where you should be spending your time, okay? You know where you need to spend time to get results and to still live the life you want. That's the question. Do you know where you should be spending your time to get results and still live the life you want? I want you to really focus on that. Make sure you have your game plan set for this month. And if you're not a BeyondFit Life member and a girlfriend invited you to this call, I want you to imagine what it would feel like to have a clear plan to follow. It's so just freeing, and you have more time to breathe and to live and to do other things, right? You don't have to stress and be all those crazy arrows. So this really is the solution, and I know we have a couple of ladies on the call here who aren't members, who are listening in with their girlfriends, and I really do want to invite you to come and to check out BeyondFit Life, because it's amazing. And all of the ladies who are on the call, who are listening in, I think they're going to tell you it's just the best, okay? So if you have a girlfriend who invited you to this call and you're not a BeyondFit Life member yet, this is your special invitation to join us and to check out our solution. You'll see we have a monthly schedule. All of that is there. It really is a specialized online training program. It's made by a busy woman. That's me, okay? I told you I like rushed from gymnastics class to get here. It was nuts. We barely made it, but we did, and we started on time, which was really good. And it's made for busy women, okay? And that's you. That's all of you that are on the call. BeyondFit Life sisters, you are busy. I know that you're busy. Your moms, your business women, your students, you have so much going on. And so, again, I just encourage you not to be those bouncing arrows, to be, healthy, to be happy, and to be balanced, and, to get results. And the way that you get results is to figure out which strategies give you results, right? That makes sense. And then you focus on developing lifestyle habits fully. So I've done the first part for you. I have figured out how to get results. I gave you that before and after picture. Man, when I started doing this type of training, when I started figuring out my body type and figuring out what my fitness goals needed to be and figuring out the best way to train efficiently and the nutrition guides that I needed to follow, it works. I got the results. So all you need to do is really just follow what I'm telling you. It's easy, right? I made it easy. So here's what BeyondFit Life will do for you if you're not a member yet and your girlfriend's invited you to the call. The BeyondFit Life Members Portal is a site for women who are ready to do fitness better. Now, I told you to hashtag this. Will you seriously hashtag it, please? Like, I want to get out my phone and I want it to be blowing up with hashtags on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter if you're there. That's hashtag do fitness better. I just think we need to start this because I see so many women who are like those crazy arrows, who are not getting results. They're tired, they're frustrated, they're wasting time. There's a better way, okay? So as a member, here's a reminder of what you have access to. Just so that you know, we talked about fixing those hormones, and that's the third step in that blueprint. Now, we didn't have time to talk about the hormonal stuff tonight, but all of the things that you need to fix your fat-fighting hormones are in the members portal. So make sure you click there, sisters, who have your password and your username. Go into the members portal sometime this week or weekend and make sure you check out all this hormonal information, because this really is the key to getting to that next level. We also have lots of bonus stuff, so if you haven't gone in there and checked out all of our tips and tricks. I mean, there's so many, I couldn't even fit them all. We'd be here all night, but it's great stuff, right? And then, of course, we have our fat burning workouts. So you're going to complete those this month along with the monthly training schedule and all of the exercise demo videos. So don't forget that. Those workouts are no gym required. So you can do them right from home. I do them from my garage, and I love it because I can get up, get it done. Gilbert usually joins me. Patrick sometimes is out there, and typically I like to get it done before Jackson even wakes up. So he's in the house sleeping, and I'm kicking butt, taking names, and then starting my day, right? And it's awesome. We also have lots of recipes. So again, make sure you log in and check out. I just uploaded our new August recipes, so those are there for you. And there's some really, really good ones. So make sure you go in there and check out those recipes. Again, no fancy ingredients. I'm a family lady, so all of the recipes have to be family friendly, and you can make sure that you are feeding your family healthy as well. And then, of course, we have our new challenges and the monthly schedule. And this month, I'm challenging you all to commit to 30 days. So Deborah committed to 30 days. She said she was in. I want all of our BeyondFit Life sisters, I want you to commit to following this for 30 days. I promise, 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 promise. The way the workouts are set up and the way the nutrition guide is laid out for you, you will see results. Guarantee it. Let's see. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about? Gosh. It's just been so much fun talking. I feel like we could talk all night. We just all need to get our coffees, and it's like a virtual coffee shop, right? Just hanging out. We do have a lot of incredible fat loss, lifestyle, and bonus material. So if you're not currently a BeyondFit Life member, I'd encourage you to check it out and to make use of all of those bonuses and the tips and tricks that we have. It really, truly is a guide to figuring out how to burn fat and to get your body back, okay? And it works. And of course, my favorite part, it's the online accountability and the motivational community. So this monthly call with all of you guys, this is just awesome. I am so grateful for you. I love our BeyondFit Life sisters. We have such a great group of ladies. If you agree with me, just head on over to the chat box really quick and, I don't know, tell me, like, I love my BeyondFit Life sisters. Yeah, I love my BeyondFit Life sisters. The accountability and the community that we have, it's so cool, and it's so awesome to see women from all across the country. Most of us who have never even met face-to-face, right? All coming together and supporting each other and encouraging each other, and it's really, really cool, and it helps us to live more balanced, right? And to have that support and to reach our goals, which is, it's just awesome. I think our sisterhood is the best. Sharing struggles, staying on track, joining a community of support and encouragement and accountability, it really is the best. So if you're not in our group yet, and a friend invited you to join this call, join us, okay? Join a group of women just like you. You will not regret it. You will absolutely not regret it. We would love to be here to help you, to support you. I check in with all of our BeyondFit Life sisters every day, and it's a privilege for me to get to work with you guys and to get to know you and spend time with you and to celebrate all of the awesome results that you're getting. That's so fun. That's my favorite part. So you will get access to a proven system of training and nutrition, and it really is a fast way to have your questions answered. Again, I'm in there checking in and answering questions every day, and so it's kind of like you have your own coach and your personal trainer just at your fingertips, right? I'm just like, you can carry me around in your pocket via your smartphone. And it's good. It's good. We have fun. So, okay, so if you're not a member, this is for you. Typically, our membership rate is $57 a month, and that's for all of our training and all of our nutrition. We have the schedule, we have the fat loss workouts, we have all the tips and tricks, everything about those hormones, all the recipes, that's all there. we did do a special for $34 a month. So that's the special that you'll see running on our Facebook page this week. But I have a special for you if you're listening to the call, and that's $19.97. So if you're on here because a friend invited you, I want you to come try it out with no risk, okay? Here's the link for the discount because it's not going to be posted on our Facebook page. This is just for friends of our current members. And you'll see that link up there on the screen. We do the monthly live group coaching, okay? So that's what you're listening to tonight. If you're not a member and you were invited by someone who is a member, that's kind of what we're doing tonight. We have the group accountability and the networking. So like I said, I'm your personal trainer and your coach that you can just put in your pocket, throw me in your purse. I'm there at the touch of a screen for you via that smartphone. So it's amazing. It's amazing, and we would love to have you join us. I want you to think for a minute about the results that are possible. I showed you my before and after picture, but this is my favorite part, okay? So this is some of our BeyondFit Life sisters, and their before and after pictures. Again, you'll see that discount, that link at the bottom of the screen here. But check out these pictures. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so exciting. There's so much great stuff happening in the BeyondFit Life Club. One member wrote, I can't express how much I look forward to the workouts now. They're quick, they're effective, and I'm confident that when I start them, I will achieve my goals. How fun is that, right? How about I moved another belt loop today. I was pulling my pants up all morning. I thought I'd give it a try. 2 belt loops in 4 weeks. And then she hashtagged Beyond Happy and Beyond Fit Life, which I'm all about, like, the best hashtags. So we can come up with some sort of maybe, I don't know, like challenge for the best hashtag this week. I don't know. I'm nuts for hashtags. Here's an awesome progress photo from Katie, and Katie's actually on the call, which is cool. So shout out to Katie and how great she's looking. But you'll just see, it's just so fun to see women reaching their goals and to see them celebrating success. You know, I love this from Stacy, and she said, I've been so surprised because I thought I would be starving all day when I saw the nutrition plan, but I'm not. And I've totally stopped eating after dinner because of the killer craving drink. Yeah, which it really does work. And I've already lost 10 pounds. I have a long way to go, but I just wanted you to know how much it's helping me already. So that's what it's about. Support, no judgment, right? And just getting those results. Real women, real results. No matter where you're at, postpartum, grandmas, we have them all here, and the progress is amazing. I love this ab shot, and I love looking at the inches that are being reported that are just falling off. It's so exciting. I mean, I'm telling you, this really works. It absolutely works. Michelle said, I put on a pair of jeans I haven't worn in a long time, and I had room to move without a muffin top. Like, cheers for moving without a muffin top, right? It's so good. So if you are a friend of one of our members, I am offering 60 days, no questions asked, money back guarantee. So if you want to come and try it and check it out with your girlfriend, we're doing it risk-free because I just really believe in what we're doing. And my question for you now as we close is, if not now, when, right? Think about the consequences, and you will not regret it. You will not regret it. So this club is for you. You already have a health or fitness goal, but you lack clarity and focus in your daily activities. If so, then we're for you. You feel overwhelmed by all the different fitness and nutrition strategies, and you want to learn a simple way to use them that works. If that sounds like you, we are for you, okay? And how about this? You're not really sure what's working in your workouts, and you need help identifying a sustainable plan that you can follow for life. And that's the key words, right, sisters? It's for life. If this sounds like you, I would love to have you join us. I know the girlfriends on the call would love to have you join us as well. If you want to get better results and you want to learn from someone, many women actually, who have personally taken their fat loss to the next level, BeyondFit Life Club, we are doing fitness better. If you want to simplify your training and your nutrition and you want to learn how to fix your fat-fighting hormones with women that have real experience and will show you the way, again, we are for you. And this is my favorite one, okay? It's if you love your family and you want to live a healthy, happy, and balanced life, you want to ditch the yo-yo diets and stop spending hours at the gym, we are doing fitness better. So I will tell you who this call is not for. And if you don't have any health or fitness or fat loss goals, probably not for you, okay? I'm not sure if you would have lasted this long on the call. You probably would have hung up on us by now. But maybe you have a goal and you're just not really committed to reaching it. Maybe now's not the right time. Or, you know, if you're not ready to make the changes to your current training or nutrition plan, then the BeyondFit Life Club is probably not for you either. But we're still happy that you listened in. And again, I want to show you the way. I am so excited to have gotten to speak with all of you tonight, and I just thank you for joining us and for chatting with me. I know that we had lots of questions that came up in the chat box that I didn't get a chance to answer. So again, for all our BeyondFit Life members, just log into that Facebook group and post the questions that we didn't get to, and I will answer those for you tomorrow morning, okay? So I'll make sure that everybody will get those questions answered. And we'll end with this. Where will you be 6 months from now? What's your goal? Together, we're going to use this information that we talked about tonight to find the small tweaks that are needed to transform your body, okay? So here's the special. You have 15 minutes left at this discounted link. So if you're listening in with a girlfriend and you want the $19.97 rate and the 60-day money-back guarantee, you have 15 minutes here. That'll end at 8:30 this evening. So take action now. Click that link. Go ahead and get on there, and you'll get your username and password right away. If you have questions or if there's anything else that I can do for you, go ahead and send me an email. Like I said, post in that Facebook group if you're already a member. If you're not a member, you can shoot me an email, and I'll try to get back to you. I love you guys. You are awesome. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, and I'm so glad that we get to spend time together. So hope you have a great night. It was great chatting with you. We'll chat more in that Facebook group, and don't forget to hashtag BeyondFit Life, do fitness better, okay? And if you come up with any more good hashtags, let's talk about it. I'm serious about that contest. We'll think of something fun, and we'll do that this week or next, okay? Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.